Breaking tonight, Donald Trump launches a new attack in his back-and-forth battle with Carly Fiorina. It comes right before the two face off on tomorrow night's debate stage. And that's also the first time they will be together since Trump took a shot at Fiorina's looks in Rolling Stone magazine, saying, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Carly then responded with this ad.
Ladies, look at this face. This is the face of a 61-year-old woman I am proud of every year and every wrinkle.
Then, last night in Dallas, Trump seemed to suggest that he is the victim here.
You know, it's incredible. I'll make statements because, Carly's giving me a little bit of a hard time, even though her poll numbers are horrible. She's the one. She was another one. She's surging. Everybody's surging but me.
The former Hewlett-Packard CEO and presidential candidate Carly Fiorina joins me now. Carly, great to see you tonight. So, do you believe that he is playing the victim here, acting like you are coming after him after he insulted your face?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, Donald Trump says all kinds of things. I don't really worry much about what Donald Trump says, honestly. I'm out there talking with voters every day. This isn't entertainment, although it's obviously very entertaining to many people. But these are actually serious times. Voters don't ask me about Donald Trump or his comments. They ask me about their health care or their kids' education or how we're going to defeat ISIS or how we're going to get debt under control. They thank me for answering their questions in terms they can understand. We're at a pivotal point, and I think most people know it.
But the one thing, the reason it's relevant is not because, is Carly Fiorina a victim? I don't think anybody looks at you and thinks victim. But it's relevant because character matters, does it not? If he is a sexist, is it important to know that?
Of course character matters. When you think about leadership, and certainly the Oval Office requires leadership, it is about strength. It is about courage. It is about judgment. It is about temperament. It is most definitely about character. And character requires humility and empathy, as well as confidence. And one of the things that I believe is that character is revealed over time and under pressure. And so I think all of our characters are being revealed over time and under pressure, including Mr. Trump's.
How do you made a comment to a reporter the other day talking about how half the questions you get asked are about him. And, I confess, we have presidential candidates on the show all the time. We talk a lot about him because he's leading in the polls by a lot, because he is compelling to watch on television. How do you get oxygen in the midst of a race like this, given the presence of a celebrity billionaire presidential frontrunner like Donald Trump?
Well, with all due respect to pollsters and media people, neither one of them decide elections. Voters do. And so when I'm on the ground, it turns out that even though I continue to have the lowest name ID in the field, and tomorrow night's debate is another great opportunity for me to introduce myself to the American people, I'm still in the top 5 in every single state poll. In other words, the people who decide elections are voters. And if you go back in every presidential election, the polls, the pundits, the money, the media all said that Ronald Reagan couldn't win and Jimmy Carter couldn't win and Bill Clinton couldn't win and Barack Obama couldn't win, and they all won. And they won because voters decided they should win.
Tomorrow night, there's going to be a lot of focus on you, because you weren't on the sort of main stage last time around. Do you feel that pressure, and do you have any sort of a debate ritual that you go through prior to going out there?
Well, I certainly know that this is a big opportunity. It's a big opportunity, as I say, for me to introduce myself to the almost 50% of the nation and Republican primary voters who don't know my name and don't know I'm running for president. So it's a big opportunity and it's a big platform. In terms of a debate ritual, I really don't, but here's what I think about a lot. Of course, I read up on current issues to make sure I understand what's going on. And I think very carefully, I guess, about what I want to convey in 30-second chunks or a minute chunks. Because the thing about a debate that's a little bit different than campaigning out there every day is you have a very prescribed time frame.
Right.
One of the things that voters say to me all the time is, thank you so much for answering my question. Thank you so much for talking in common sense terms that I can understand. And I want to continue to answer people's questions and speak in common sense terms, and I need to do it in 30 seconds or a minute chunks.
I read that you play a little solitaire on your phone, too. Is that true?
I do. Yes, I do. I play solitaire on my phone, and then the last thing I do, you know, my husband and I have a quiet moment together, and then I spend some time in solitude, in prayer, before it's time to actually go out on that stage.
It can't hurt. Carly Fiorina, great to see you.
Nice to see you, Megan. Thanks for having me.
Also breaking tonight, with candidates finalizing their plans of attack ahead of the Republican debate, the challenge for most will be finding an opportunity to break out. And one of those looking to improve his profile is Florida Senator and presidential candidate Marco Rubio. Senator, great to see you tonight. So I don't know whether you're looking for a breakout moment or not, but it's always helpful to somebody running for president to find one. Do you have that strategy or any other conscious strategy going into this second debate tomorrow?
Well, I always view these debates as an opportunity to tell people who I am and what I'll do if they give me the chance to serve as president. And that's what I'll try to do in every debate moving forward. It's a chance to speak to a lot of Americans, millions of Americans, who are trying to make up their minds. And I honestly think that despite our challenges, we have very significant challenges. We have a chance to usher in the greatest era in America's history. But to do that, we need a government that's in touch with our people. We don't have that right now. We're on the road to decline right now, but we can fix this. So that's what I want to talk about tomorrow.
So let's talk about it, because the last debate, you actually were praised in most corners. I didn't see any articles really ripping on you for your debate performance. Most people thought you did a very solid job. And Ben Carson didn't say too much, but at the end he had this great answer that got a lot of pickup. And man, he surged. And a lot of people say, even he said to me, I think it was because of my debate performance. Do you look for a moment like that? Is it worth trying one moment, one funny moment, one big moment with the audience?
You know, I don't know. Other people may want to do that. I'm just going to continue to try to do well in terms of explaining who I am and what I want to do. And I do think over time that has a cumulative effect as voters get ready to make up their minds. In the end, this is not a game show. It's not a production. It is, in fact, deciding the most important political office in the world. And a very unique one at that. I mean, you're deciding the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military and the leader of the most powerful country on the planet. And that's a serious endeavor. And that's how we take it. That's how we prepare for it.
Yesterday, Donald Trump was on TV talking about his surging poll numbers everywhere, and he pointed out Florida and bragged to the audience that he's ahead of you and Jeb Bush in your home state of Florida. And indeed, there's a Quinnipiac poll putting him at 21%, Jeb at 17%, and you and Carson tied at 11%. Why is he beating you in your home state?
Well, look, again, he's tapped into a vein in this country. People are really frustrated and angry. I'm not sure there's ever been a time in our history where the political class in Washington has been more out of touch with the lives of our people than it is now. And he's tapped into that. But I think it's not just enough to be frustrated. I'm frustrated. It's the reason why I'm leaving the U.S. Senate after just 4 years and running for president. But we have to be frustrated, but we also have to allow that to lead us to solutions. And the good news is that everything that's wrong with this country we can fix. Not if we keep electing the same people with the same ideas, but if we can elect a new generation of leadership with ideas that are relevant to the challenges before us now. So I think that's the challenge in the months to come, is to outline to the American people how we're going to turn this frustration into action, and that action into the greatest era in American history.
All right, now I don't follow football, but my football friends tell me that you committed a sin. They say it was a big one. That you made a comment about Florida State, and you shouldn't have done that. You went to University of Florida. There's a rivalry, and here's what you said.
I don't have anything against Florida State. I think there has to be a school where people that can't get into Florida can go to college. And so that's why we have Florida State.
And now, apparently, some are saying, that's it. He can kiss Florida goodbye. And you say?
I say I'm a college football fan. I'm a proud Gator. And there's got to be room in life, despite all the serious issues we face, for a little college football trash talk. Look, it's great to be a Florida Gator. And we look forward. We've beat them 6 out of the last 10 times, and we look forward to doing it again on the Saturday after Thanksgiving this year.
That's fun. I'll just pretend I understood everything you said, and we'll move on. Senator, always great to see you.
Thank you.
All the best. Well, we still have Britt Hume just ahead. He's been watching all of this. He'll give you his guide on what to watch for tomorrow. Plus, Senator Rand Paul is next on how he hopes to prove that he is the real conservative on stage and what he's planning for Donald Trump.
Newsflash, the Republican Party's been fighting against a single-payer system for a decade. So I think you're on the wrong side of this if you're still arguing for a single-payer system.
I don't think you heard me. You're having a hard time tonight.
All right,